She's ready? Okay, I'm going to call the 5:30 Building and Grounds Committee meeting to order. Roll call. Judd Lofsky.
Juan Cifuentes.
Andy Allen.
Mike Engel. Bob Helverson.
Okay, the first item on the agenda is the our public comments. Do we have any public comments?
No public comments.
Okay. Informational items. Oh, I'm sorry, it's too late. No, come on. Yeah, come on up. Yeah.
Good, doing good. Well, most of you know me, Mark McElhaney. I'm the chairman of the East Aurora Educational Foundation, and we are happy to be here. You know, it's funny how history repeats itself. And recently we saw that the Hollywood Casino is moving to North Farnsworth or Kirk Road. And they just have an agreement with the school district of Batavia. And they have what's called impact fees, and they've negotiated those fees. Well, 35 years ago, when the East Aurora Educational Foundation was created, Tom Weisner negotiated those fees for us. And we had $275,000 of funds that went towards impact fees that we could use for the district. Well, a decision was made back in the 1990s that we were going to do scholarships. And so we invested that money, or the people before me invested that money with the Community Foundation of Fox River Valley. And for 30 years, they gave away $1,000 scholarship per year. And in about 2017, 2018, they started giving away a few more. This year, we're going to give away 42 new scholarships and another $30,000 of mini grants that we've given out. So we're giving out $120,000 to support the students of East Aurora High School. But what we have is a fund of money that they invested way back in the 1990s that have grown to $1.6 million. Wow. Of that $1.6 million, we have about $319,000 on deposit with the Community Foundation of Fox River Valley that we could spend for anything that the Aurora East Educational Foundation would desire. So I've been talking to my board. We've been talking about this for years. It's like, well, what are we doing with this? Our goal and our mission is to enrich the educational experience of East Aurora students. Mm-hmm. And so in the last year, we've been very fortunate for Dr. Halverson to sit at our table with us and talk about things that we can do to improve the educational experience here at the East Side. And so one of the things we've been talking about a lot was stadium improvements. That's a wonderful facility, but there's a couple things that need improvements. And so we're going to have a meeting next Tuesday night with our Community Foundation board to make a significant contribution to the improvement of the stadium. We're going to ask, or I'm going to ask my board to create a donation of $125,000. Wow. So that can be directed by Dr. Halverson to make those improvements to the stadium that we've been talking about for a year and a half or so. So that's awesome. What I'd like to tell you tonight.
Awesome.
Do you have any questions for me?
And we thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to say thank you.
Yeah. No, we're here to help.
Appreciate it.
And one of the things that was disappointing for me was the relationship between the foundation and the school district. That this money was directed towards you all along, and or not directed towards you, the students of East Aurora High School. You know, and so now with Dr. Helverson sitting on our board, that relationship has become so much more closer, and I think we're all on the same page now.
Thank you.
And so thank you to you, Dr. Helverson.
Mark, thank you for your leadership. Really appreciate it.
Wow. I'm glad we let him speak. That was great. Just kidding. All right. First informational item, Brady fire panel bid results.
Yes. So we went out to bid for to replace with Brady fire panel. In previous years, we've done Simmons and Rollins in the past couple of years. Unfortunately, we did only get one bid back in. Part of the problems with that bid that we have, but we can't really get out from under it. All the stuff is manufactured in Mexico and comes with like a $40,000 to $50,000 tariff just for the pieces and parts coming in. So this one technically exceeds what Rollins was last year, but The fire panels is something we need to consistently do. It's hard. Elite, who is the bidder on this one, has won the past two, same company, same work. They do very good work. I don't think we had any issues at Simmons or Rollins since their work has been done. I know the fire marshal, John Spanu, they usually sign off on it and do very little change to anything there. So they're a good company to work with. I brought it forward for your permission to move forward, just to keep with that process, but just here today.
So you publish it, obviously. I know you guys always do that, right? But I mean, did you contact like Monarch or Valley or the?
Yeah, it's a publicly open bid. We do put it on the website. We do, Gordon Clark does reach out to the people there to request it. It's just whether they respond. So
Andy, how many did we get last year when we had Rollins go through? Did we only get one at that point too, or do you have that information?
AJ says two.
Two? Okay, so we had two last year. Okay.
Yeah, there's not a lot of companies that do that work. It's kind of like elevator companies, the same type of thing. There's not a lot of elevator companies that do the work.
So for us newbies, fire panel, what are we
Yeah.
talking about?
It's where all the smoke alarms, all the things come in to terminate and go off, and the department can read the fire panel, find where the trouble is, address the trouble. It'll tell if the sprinkler head went off, if the building has sprinklers, etc. It's all the electronics. For example, Simmons had nothing in the old wing, I think 2 years ago, and that was all brand new construction. Last year, Rollins already had 98% of it already there, and that was just reinstalling it into a new location in the basement and putting it all in for the fire, basically to be new code, basically.
So how do we know when it really needs replacing? Is it just the amount of years?
We go trouble tickets, repairs, things like that,
Oh.
call outs, that's sign, and this is the next highest one on the list
Okay.
of items. So that's generally how we work it from there. So
Do we anticipate year after year having like one every year basically?
we're kind of following that model for the most part.
Yeah.
I believe Allen is another one that we have quite a few on that's on the radar for us. So it varies. So, but with some of the internal construction we've had over the years, we've had some issues with cutting of wires and things like that. We have to call them out to get them fixed and do other things and troubleshoot why, or they might be connected wrong. So there's lots of factors that go into this. Age is one of several.
So we have it in the budget to do it? Summer work. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay. Oh, what does everyone think?
I mean, it's unfortunate, but at the moment, I mean, it's unfortunate we only received one bid back.
Yeah.
You know, I would like to see more, but if we followed the normal process, I don't see why we can't move forward and get this work completed in the summer.
I mean, the alternatives is, since it is until the summer, we could call a couple of places, Monarch and Valley. I mean, I know.
We'd have to rebid the project.
We would
We'd
have to,
Oh,
at this
no,
point,
so
rebid
at
the
this point,
entire project.
if it's, yeah.
Okay.
So say example, like if there's an accident, how's the box, like the current state of it right now?
It's working. I don't know of any troubles on it. It's all working fine right now. We have Cintas come in and test everything every year. It
Mhm.
is working as it should.
Like how much longer would it last us if we don't work?
Hard
on
to
it?
say. I mean,
Could be a
you
couple.
don't know. A lot of it depends on age and sometimes construction, dust, everything else. Just, it's basically an old school computer in many ways.
Mhm.
So that can all feed into a factor there, just like your HVAC. It might run great for 20 years and 21st, it doesn't anymore.
Mhm.
So, and we have to have it to have the building open.
Yeah.
So,
Public safety.
yeah. So we're not at that point, but it's one of these systems that you build a building, you don't think about it much. It's in there and it just runs. And eventually it comes time where you need to start looking at replacements and start doing that cycle of things. So that's what we're trying to do.
How much
with
was
it.
it last year for Rollins?
Hey, did you remember offhand?
Oh, so to say.
Yeah,
A lot of money with one bid.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they did, labor is a part of it too, finding the people to do the work. It's low voltage work, most of it, but finding them is hard. And it is prevailing wage or union wage that has to be done above board. So
Yeah.
If that's what the committee.
they need to probably start ordering within the next 30 days minimum.
Okay.
Getting parts in to make sure they get everything, because if they don't have them, they can't start.
And how long does it take to go out to bid? We read it?
It's gonna be at least a month, at least.
Oh, okay, so there's our answer, right? We're
Yeah.
gonna have to do it.
Yeah.
So, but I would say in the future, let's try and at least contact a couple I mean, I'll give you some names that I know that do it, and they may be more expensive because they're definitely
Yeah.
union, but
Well, and they got to meet all the requirements of
they're
the
all,
bid.
yeah, prevailing
That-
wage union.
Yeah, but they gotta
Yeah.
have someone to be able to meet the needs of the bid and be able to spec all that piece. So there's parts of that too. And I'm not sure if there's also equipment pieces too. If the same type of board or system board has to be running, it's not like they're replacing the smoke alarms necessarily and things like that, but they have to make sure they integrate into the new board. So I'm assuming most of that's kind of interchangeable, but I don't know the
Yeah.
intricacies of that piece.
No, but what Judd is saying that in the future, let's try to, with our procurement department or whomever, let's try to send out some emails to companies and
Yeah.
just say, hey, we've got this RFP out there, and if they don't bid, that's fine.
Yeah.
But as long as we did something on our end.
We have done that.
Yeah.
Chris. I know Dr. Engel and I have done that on several recently, and it's helped at times and not at others. So it
Right,
just depends.
Yeah. All right, well, it's informational only, so we're not looking for a.
It dropped to action on the 2nd, technically.
Okay,
February 2nd board meeting.
next month. Yep.
All right, let's go on. 3B,
E-bid,
E-rate bid
E-rate.
results.
Yep, E-rate bid, this is just an informational piece. Every year we go out for E-rate bidding. Right now, we're rebidding the software licenses for equipment we already have installed. We still need to keep that equipment installed in this district for another year minimum because it has to meet a 5-year minimum requirement before we can look to replace it. So we're going to push it out a little bit as a 3-year renewal for all the software to run the network and wireless pieces. And this is the first part of it. So basically, with your consent, we'll move forward, we'll sign the contract, and then we'll fill out the form to send it to its next review level for the federal process. And basically, they do their own vetting of the bids that comes in. We did only have one bid. I've worked with this company for the past 6 years. Never had any issues. They've been always very responsive. Good company to work with. And they're the ones who originally sold us the equipment and the licensing 6 years ago when we started. So
But again, we only got one bid, right?
that's a federal process. I can't do much about that. That goes into a federal portal, and
Okay.
that's outside of like the district's
Okay.
normal bidding process.
Okay.
Andy, can you explain just E-rate a little bit?
So E-rate has 2 categories, category 1 and category 2. E-rate category 1 is like our internet connection, like to the buildings and such. Right now we're under contract with Metronet for another few years. That is, I believe, was a 5-year agreement with 2 optional renewals on it. And then there's category 2, which being the type of district we are, we get category 2 funding. Usually it's about 80 to 90% based on our low income and free and reduced lunch rate. That's for internal connections like Wi-Fi, network switches, things like that we can use it for. And that's what this current E-rate that I'm bringing to is for the licensing for that equipment. Generally, we do most of all of our upgrades at about an 80%, 80 to 90% reimbursement rate, which is a significant advantage for the district. And right now, this is the first year of the new 5-year cycle. And I want to say we have about $2 million to spend over the next 5 years. So working with Paul Cardona, we're working to space that out to be the most effective. And our equipment's still very good right now. So we're going to try to push it out a little bit longer and then replace it about the 3rd year of the cycle, start going through that replacement.
All right. Let's go on. 3C, project maintenance grant application.
Yes, this is just informational. We have applied for the project maintenance grant through the state of Illinois with Dr. Engel's help and Dan Ehrlich's. This is just a matching grant. It only could get us up to $50,000, but we just got to bring it to the board just so you know we're doing it. And we're applying it toward the Oak Park window project that you've already approved. So we're hoping they accept that and we'll get a little money reimbursed on that.
And this is one we're going to try to do year after year because it is pretty much a home run. As long as you've checked the boxes, you should be getting this $50,000 matching. So it's one we want to make sure we continue to do every year.
Cool. I know, everyone keeps saying East Aurora used to build a house every year. I know that's a big undertaking. Maybe when we get the career center going, but
Yeah, I think there was, the last one I saw, I think was across from Beaupre. I remember when I was teaching over there, I saw one being built over there actually.
I've heard a lot of people saying that was
Some
great.
districts do that. I know my local district where I live, the
Yeah.
vocational school, they're building one right down the street from me now. So,
Postage machine.
Dr. Engel, would you like to take that?
Sure, absolutely. So, probably not too many of you guys know this, but we pass the postage machine every time we go into closed sessions there on the left-hand side. It's been in use for over 6 years. It's kind of past its prime. We went out for a request for proposal for the postage machines. It's a piece of technology equipment. We received back two proposals for it. One from Canon and the other one from Postal Source. Just to give you guys a little bit of a background. We put out about 54,000, almost 55,000 pieces of mail each and every year that go through there. So think about our bill cycles going through there, our W-2s, 1099s, everything that we mail out as a district, okay? So it gets a lot of use. This proposal here in front of you, we received one back from Postal Source, and this is a 5-year, $31,841.17 for the 5-year proposal, and that includes the monthly maintenance and the servicing and everything else that we need with it, and it's actually less than what we are currently paying for our old machine, plus it's brand new. So,
I don't see
are there any questions? It's kind of a,
Sounds good.
all right.
yeah.
That'll drop for action on the 2nd, okay? Thank you, guys.
There were 3 bids though, right?
2.
2? Okay, so there's, okay. All right, City of Aurora Mastodon Lake improvements.
So this is informational right now. The city, I had some meeting with the City of Aurora officials here talking about some other projects around the high school. And they have a Mastodon Lake cleanup that they plan on doing. And I think it's out the bid for the city work right now. The plan is they want to dredge the lake out, do some shoreline improvements, take down some of the trees and brush, and put aerators in there to make it a better space, basically a better space. What they're asking for is to be able to store, when they do the dredging, they want to take the outside of the practice field of the high school, and they have these giant, they call them socks, where they pump the stuff out of the lake into those socks. They sit there and dry and drain, and then they drain back into the lake. They're not using the practice field itself. They're using the outskirts around it to do this work. They just want to know if that's okay to do. In return, they would love to take that soil that's rich in nutrients at the bottom of that lake and spread it over at our practice field at the end of next year. They won't affect any fall practices or anything. Level out our playing fields, get the drainage back to an angle toward Mastodon Lake to help with drainage, and reseed it all for us to level it all out. I have talked to the athletic director at the high school, football, cross country, and such, girls flag football. They don't see any problem with it. They can work around it. It's not impacting their practice area at all. So it's just bringing to you for informational right now. If you guys can give consent this meeting, I will reach out to them tomorrow. They're supposed to give me some further drawings that I could bring back on the 2nd with all hopes to show you more of what the area looks like and what they plan on doing.
And so they're going to have a huge pile of dirt, and where are they going to put it?
Piles, it's basically long tubes full of dirt. And then they cut the tubes, and then they're planning on spreading it out over the basketball or the football field, practice fields when it's dry.
So visually it won't affect anything or impair any.
It's not, I mean, it's a city project. It will, I'm sure, as ponds do, it won't smell the greatest for a while as it dries out. But it's not going to really impact our use of our area of the fields. And I mean, the city has to work with the neighbors that surround the lake that are there already. So they're just looking for a little more space. That's really what they're doing to work.
Sounds good, right? Anybody?
I don't see
I don't know.
I mean, we get a benefit of leveling out our playing field and hopefully getting it to drain better back there.
I was going to say, what about, the baseball field and if they,
Yeah, I don't know how much it probably depends how much they have. I mean, the baseball field we have to watch out because it has the clay mix playing surface where the base paths are and all that.
Yeah.
You can't really affect that, or you have to add more
right?
to do it. And that stuff is really expensive to do. But I mean, we can look at it. I don't know how far it's going to go, but the hope is to make sure there aren't an ankle breaker or things like that in that field and get it leveled out and draining correctly in the back part there, which should help the overall situation. They told me they plan on the city will do all the engineering to get it done. We don't have to do anything with that. So as long as we consent to it.
While they're out there, they should see if they could the civil engineer, the flooding we always have. I mean, maybe instead of putting it on the football field, they put it somewhere else to stop the flooding, because that's a problem, right? We talked about that.
The baseball field is always damp. I don't know how much it technically floods, but it's right so close to the wetland area there. It's probably hard. I mean, there might be some things we can work with to look at maybe tiling directly to the wetland area in the future to try to help with that. That might be an idea that we can look into if that's something you'd like.
Yeah. So we're good. Brian, you're good? Okay.
All right, then I'll try to bring back more information on the 2nd. I'll reach out to them tomorrow and see what we can bring.
Last thing, work order summary.
Work orders are doing pretty good. We'll probably have an uptick today overall, just because some HVAC issues. When it gets cold, the things crop up a little faster. We had a power blip at the high school today that put the boiler and the pumps offline for a little bit before they caught it. So the room's cooled down really fast. They did get it back up and running within about an hour, but took them a little bit of time to purge the system and get it back heating. We have the night crew going through there now and checking a lot of the rooms to make sure the old section of the building is the one that we most worry about, to go through a lot of those rooms and try to make sure they're heating and cooling, heating correctly at this time of year.
Friday's supposed to be record low, 0 with 30
Yeah.
below wind chills.
Yeah.
So I don't know, is there anything we could do proactively or not really?
What do
No.
you guys do for backup? For example, Friday.
Yeah.
Let's test the old side of the building. You have a backup plan?
Backup, there really isn't one, to per se, like in the building on the spot. The backup is we had a port put in this summer when they removed the old boiler, we couldn't get functioning anymore. So worst case scenario, if we had to shut down, we got to reach out and contact basically a couple of companies bringing in boilers on a trailer, and we hook pipes up to that piece and away we go. And it's got to be steam because it's a steam system. So it's not just hot water. It has that hot water is generating steam. And that's what heats that old section. The old section is the old 3-story L section, the old library in front of the main office, the first and second floor, then the auditorium run off the main big one.
But to Brian's question, you know who to call in an emergency, right?
We have a few names and numbers. We've worked with Cordy and Clark, yes.
All right.
But after that power outage was unfortunate, it was only just like a minute, and then that just triggered things down the line. So it's unfortunate when that happens, but it does. So.
All right.
Couple of quick follow-ups with that. Just thanks to the B&G guys last night. When I was at the high school for the MLK event, there was a couple of B&G guys there that were up on the roof working in pretty cold temperatures because we triggered a couple. So big thank you to them for working on that. And just Judd, you referenced Friday's extreme cold. The Kane County superintendents, we've already been on a text strand, just starting to talk about where everything could settle at that point. So we're already starting to communicate, and I've got a meeting with them Thursday morning as well. So
Excellent. Great. All right. I think we can adjourn. Thank you all.